Told him I ain't selling it for nothing less than lavish.
Nah, come on, man.
Draco made a hit with this one.
Yeah, and Jazzy had no chill with this. Beautiful day, family. Grand Rising, y'all. Man, YouTube, y'all becoming a part already. It was always an option, but never really a priority. Not like this. Before I get started, I want to give thanks for this new day, Grand Rising. Give thanks for the ability to be able to create daily and express daily and be consistent daily. There's so many rooms of growth creatively for me, but this means a lot to me. And honestly, like, it's been becoming like, okay, so for example, there's this thing, I don't know if it's like Murphy's Law or if it's just like demons or, just my own insecurity, right? I don't know where the source of it is from, because I know I enjoy making videos, but there's this thing that, it makes it like resistant, like for me to make my videos. Like last night, and I had a setup where I record them in the night. I don't usually like to record in the morning just because, not saying it's a bad thing, but oftentimes my mornings move so fast. But I give thanks for the ability to be able to sit down and process the day. And even if I do want to rest longer, like to be able to create this video still and make the time regardless of what's going on. I saw a video and Jim Jones mentioned, he was like, man, just be consistent, because even in those days when you lack motivation or drive, like the consistency will keep you motivated and it'll push you back to a form of motivation, and it'll give you that extra emphasis when you are like in a good vibration and doing what you have to do. Just being consistent is going to keep you moving. So even if like on days like this where it would have been easier for me to stay in my bed or get something to eat or hit the road or watch TV or so many things to do, even just walking my dog, and just still making time to give 100% to this video, it's beautiful. And these days are the days that I really wanted to get the recording, because it's a lot of transformation. And I feel like, well, never like I have now, but I've always felt like the best way to live your dream, like people that say, oh, Kayla's so lucky or whatever, Kayla's actually doing what she said. And I want people to know the sacrifice in that is sometimes doing it before you see it, because I put myself in a lot of risk and circumstances to where if it don't work, I really don't know what other option I would do. Like, I know that where I came from, and I know that that's always an option, but I mean, like in regards to lifestyle and purpose, I don't consider another option beyond what I know I want. And what I know what I want is not so much in stone to where I don't allow God to filter me out. Hold on real quick, y'all. Yeah, but in regards to me, it's something to look forward to. I think that there's always room for just outer influence to a certain extent, and still building the consistency on here gives me something to look forward to. So I do it, and today I actually feel tired, even though I literally just woke up. Maybe I could rest more, but also I kind of can't. We have 3 of Swords. That just kind of fell out. I don't know if that's my card, but I know I did pull this before. And maybe that's just a correlation to how I'm feeling right now, because I think when I pulled this the first time, I mentioned the fact that, ooh, how does this happen like this? I can't deny. Ooh. You got the Hanged One. We read this the other day. This is someone that's in content and comfort, right? I meant someone that is content in discomfort. That's what this card was pretty much saying, how there's a higher source of enlightenment that allows you to kind of look over, and then I look at justice, but it looks like it's in reverse. But is it really in reverse? It is actually in reverse because all the cards are like this, right? So justice in reverse. Oh, I don't know. I don't like that. But I don't necessarily pull reverses. So the fact that it's even reversed, it's like these cards is reversed, but you're a badass being full of life, love, and possibility. Through this deck, may you find the path to your best self. Ashe. And I never saw that card before, but that is the goal. Every time I'm doing something for myself, it gives me a little bit more purpose. It gives me a little bit more influence in this world. And you know, there's those thoughts, like I was mentioning, when I don't give myself another option necessarily, even though I know there's always an option. I thank God for my family and for my support, because there is always another option. But you know, life is not seeing what you saw already. That's not what life means to me, especially at 27. Oh my God. It's just a lot of emotion. This shit is real, bro. Like, at this point, I don't have time. I don't have time to not believe that I could live my life, because, you know, I'm low key. I'm not gonna say I'm on the plight. I'm not gonna say I'm at the catalyst. But if I'm not there now, and yeah, I'm young, so maybe people that's 40 or even 60, they could look at it and be like, ha ha ha, you 27. But you should also keep in mind, like, watch a couple more of my videos, because I'm not just 27, but being 27 means a lot, like, on a lot of different levels, like on the physical realm, the 3D aspect, but also on a spiritual vibration, and like what the year 27 means, period. It's just, it really, like, in my heart, it makes me want to cry when I think about it. I don't know what those tears mean yet. And I do want to be positive, but also, bro, life is just so... My life has been so... It's just a awe. But I did want to say something, like I mentioned earlier, like there's that thing that make you feel like, oh, you know, it's getting a distraction and it gets in the way of the consistency. It's like when you're building the consistency, and even before we started this video, I was actually putting myself in a high vibration, but then like the energy of what I've been feeling, like I woke up with a little bit of a little stankness, and I don't know where it's stemming from. I'm sure it's something spiritual, but also I got my water that you see, and it was just frustrating because I had a nice water, my chlorophyll ice, and pretty much the whole cup fell on my new blankets that I just put back in my meditation room. Like, I literally just washed it yesterday, and I mean, it's just water and chlorophyll, so beyond the fact that it's wet, it's nothing, but it just made me recalculate everything about, like, I was going to record in a different part of the room, and now I came back to this area, but maybe I should have been here all along. So that's that element kind of connecting to what I said yesterday. But it's just frustrating, because it's so frustrating that you can't do nothing. That's how I feel about it. And that means two things. Like, literally, it's so frustrating that I literally just moved my camera and moved my shit and moved somewhere else, because I could not do nothing about the fact that I was wasting my water. But I just went and got more water, but it's not the same. And it's these little things, because if I were to be a person like the old Kayla, I would allow this energy to take on my whole day. And you gotta be mindful when you're in relationships, when you're just manifesting. This is a big manifestation and lesson going on. So it's really how you perceive your life. Something as simple as waking up with an attitude and carrying that on in the day could be a reason why somebody loses their life. a lot of people lose their life off of shit like a little nudge that they can't get over. And not everybody else gotta be connected to something low vibrational because of the fact that you didn't realize that these energies that come over you are not necessarily of you, because you still have that power to correlate it how you want to look at it, whether that be positive or negative. And being a light being, being an earth angel, being on this purposeful journey, even if it seems like it's no value, the truest value is in the wisdom. That's in the Bible. That's in all aspects of knowledge, that material value means nothing. And then the clearest way that you can see that is the fact that you can't take not even your fucking body with you. You have to leave your body behind. But this soul, this insight, this wisdom, this been developing for ages. This been developing from multiple aspects of beings. If we really talking, it depends on how you want to talk. But even beyond just a physical aspect, it's a construct, it's a mindset, it's an energy. And that's why people could feel it without even talking to me. I could walk in a room and people could just watch me, just literally watch me, and my energy is already clear enough. And I'm like this naturally. But to me, being me and my persona is an insecurity sometimes. It's something that I work on, that I train and that I master, because I realize that it's raw. But with that saying, I just want to connect these cards that I have. But for one, we're going to start with the Hangman again. The hanged one, because it's not a man. It's actually a woman. So it's funny because I pulled her like this. So she supposed to be upside down, like hanging, but low-key I wasn't hanging. So what does it look like if she's not hanging? It looks like an enlightened being that actually is tying herself. She's tying herself to a tree, which to me means stability. That's what I got from that. What I get from this is someone who's in a situation that is turning them cold. It's like you're bleeding, but it's just something about that, the blood. I mean, the heart is red, so I mean, I don't know exactly what color the blood could have been, but it's the swords. To me, this doesn't feel like a real being, though. This feels like an emotional state of turning cold through turbulence. And if it's just Mercury retrograde, and maybe you may be experiencing a lot, because I know for me, my last 2 exes had audacity to hit me up, and I'm sorry, but just don't do that. Don't do that, please, because I mean, it's a lot that we could talk about. It's always so much that you can say. But I just don't appreciate people that feels like, they could, just because you had access to me at one point, and it was probably free access, and however you played that out, if you played that out to not have that free access anymore, and I'm not communicating with you, and I'm actively participating and living a life outside of you, just the Sagittarius that I am, I don't appreciate when an energy comes, disrupts whatever I got going on. Like, no introduction, no how do I feel about it, but they come and they place an energy vibration on how they expect me to respond. And a lot of times it's based off the Kayla that it was, and it's just a little frustrating, because I talked to y'all about it, like, I grow out of that Kayla. There's no way for me to be this new being and still holding on to that being that I was. I literally, not saying that I forget, like, I know that this is genuinely a development from that source, but I don't meet those expectations. I've grown out of so many expectations, even that I've given myself. So when it comes to other people, it's just like Mercury retrograde, making people want to come and communicate. And it's like, it's interesting because it was 3 people that reached out. 2 of my exes and just somebody else who I would say I had an emotional bond with. And mind y'all know, y'all seen my lover. I'm in a whole committed relationship. So when I feel stuff like this on some real shit, it really be like, maybe it could look cold because I don't have anything to share with anything from my past. My past is already lived, and I don't necessarily want to relive anything in my past. I'm in a place of wanting to create something beyond, using my past as obviously crutch, but I want to see something I never saw before and know that it's my dream. Know that I'm meant to be here and I aligned this and I manifested this and I actually walked through those portals to receive it. And emphasis on the walk. The justice was in reverse. I don't know how I feel about that. A part of me feel like the justice just had to come out. I know some people are very particular about it, but the way that I do my cards, I'm just shuffling them. So sometimes I don't even put so much emphasis on making sure the cards are correctly upwards and stuff. That's why I don't go so hard on when it's like this and it's up in reverse, because justice is well due. And here go the sword again with the balance. So it's that same sword, and sometimes that's why I be pulling it, to know that it was stemming from an emotional state. I got that emotional balance. By the way, I love her outfit. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm sorry for all the interruptions. I'll be right back. But yeah, talk more about this card. It's the pillars. I definitely see the equal sign on her chest. Did y'all notice that? That's probably the only thing I really noticed outside of the balance, and but balance the sword with, when I look at this, this reminds me of that analogy of they saying that your heart has to be as light as a feather when you die. That's how they distinguish between if you're really an earth angel or not. Because when you've been in this earth for so long, and I think that's why one part of me, like my soul, didn't want to become too much of this earth, because it is low-key demonic, it's low-key low vibrational, especially right now. Us earth angels, we out here, but we still had to come in a human form, most of us. So being a human is impure. Like literally they say that on all aspects. Like no matter what type of history book you read, to be born is impure. And that's why we already marked with that curse of dying from your first breath. That's a given curse of being a human. But beyond that, it's so many dynamics and elements that even I talked about earlier, but I could talk about this shit on a whole video for probably 20 minutes. That's not what this video is about. But yeah, so your heart had to be lighter than a feather, and it's balancing that with the sword. Now I'm seeing that with the equal sign, and to me that means even on days like I told you I woke up, I could be stank as fuck. I had a phase that I was stank as fuck. I didn't realize it, and I got a phase of people's being stank as fuck to me, and I was like, like a little puppy dog eyes, and it kind of shied me away from really talking what I feel and being stank, because I realized that shit hurt. But now it comes in the form of like just speaking real, not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm definitely not no bully, but no, that's really how I felt about it, and that's okay. And that firmness and that balance of that, I do believe my heart is lighter than a feather, because I don't hold no grudges. You show me who you are, I remember that. I'm going to treat you accordingly. And I'm not, even though time passes, I still remember exactly how that accordinate would be for me to treat you. But I don't hold grudges. Like I really, truly in my heart, anyone that has done me wrong, I pray for healing for them, because I know that if you hurting me or you stemming from a negative low vibration, 9 times out of 10 it's because it was done to you, or it's an insecurity within you. So I pray for that healing, for you to know that you don't have to reflect negativity. Actually, you can reflect that love. Even if you don't know if you're going to receive it back, reflect that, because even if you don't get it from that person, God is going to see you. and you will get it back in a way of like just reassurance to know that whatever you give out is someone out there that will be willing to give it to you. I'm living proof that I see that, and still with that, I'm not gonna act like I'm not human. Like, there's still ups and downs and things for you to decipher and grow from, but it's the justice and the balance of this. We in court. We in justice. We're gonna read this, what justice means. I think that's the main arcana. Okay, we got it. I don't know if I prefer night videos or morning videos, but I will let y'all know, if y'all didn't know, a fun fact about Jazzy Fields is that I am actually a night owl, and I'm not necessarily a morning person. I enjoy being able to record a video just with my fresh, waking mind, but also not really. But we're gonna do what we gotta do. So we say justice. The choices we make shape who we are. Justice. Contemplative in her red robe-like coat, holds high the sword of choice. She does not treat her task lightly, and the balanced scales indicates that she is weighing all the options before her. Justice seeks to uncover deep understanding of morale and ethical truths. And once she's found the right path, she's ready to take action and use that sword. You have to take responsibility for every choice you make. If you drift through life without examining your choices and what they say about you and your values, you'll never be truly self-aware, and you may find yourself treating others with dishonesty and unfairness. There may be a difficult issue that you need to examine, or a social responsibility you've been neglecting. It's time to stand up. It's time to do the right thing. Oof. I always like to say there's no right or wrong, but I realize there is right. Right is what aligns to you. And even with these people that, even my friends, shout out to my sis Jazz, if you ever watching my video, because that's really my dog. I was supposed to talk to her yesterday, and I actually chose making a video over her, and by the time I was done with the video, it's just like, energy wise, sometimes I realize as an earth angel, I have to indulge myself in the earth, and I fight that. But I take accountability for all of my decisions, and even if I know that I could have done better or done more, there is room for it, but it's also phases, and I'm okay with, my phase being just for me to understand. But man, I'm gonna definitely go and take some more time for myself. I want to knock off like this resistant energy. I'm not sure exactly where it's stemming from. I don't even really like it. I don't like to be sassy. I don't like to feel irritated. Maybe I just need to get something in my stomach, get something to eat. But man, I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. I hope y'all make today beautiful. I'm definitely going to be making an effort to make days beautiful, to make today beautiful. And regardless of it, I appreciate y'all for being here. If y'all watching until now, go ahead and like that video. I know your girl gonna be here tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are my consistency. Y'all are my source to keep me going, and definitely giving me something to really fight for in this journey and in this world. So, peace. Love y'all.